Hello internets and welcome to another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. You can call me 12 Pack, and the battle I have today is against Sir Altoch, my battle buddy. Okay, that's kind of pretty homo, but honestly I do have a lot of games with this guy, and most of them turn out to be really good, so what can I say? I'll upload a good battle if I manage to get one. Anyway, team preview here. I'm using kind of a somewhat new team build, but there's only really one star of the show in this battle, and we'll get to him in a moment. So for my own team preview here, we've got Sableye, who's basically here to use in conjunction with the poke I'll talk about in a little bit. Thanks to his burn support, he can use with Will-O-Wisp. And then we've got Shuckle, especially defensive or physically defensive, who knows, we'll have to wait and see. Choice Band Relicanth, who's basically here because of sticky webs from Shuckle, so he can outspeed stuff and just dump it with Head Smash. And then we got Porygon-Z, who I actually really like. He's freaking awesome. If you get like one nasty plot boost off, you can pretty much OKO everything with Tri-Attack, which is really, really nice, and not a lot of people use him either, so he kind of catches a lot off guard. And then we got the star of the show for this battle, Vigoroth. Now, don't get me wrong, I like slacking as well, but fuck, Vigoroth is just like really beastly in his own right, and almost nobody ever uses him. Pop an Eviolite on this bitch, and he is like really tanky, can set up and just go to work, as you'll see in this game. It takes me a little bit to coerce my opponent into the right situation where I can actually begin to set up, but once I do, it's just a freaking rampage. And then last on the team we got Lantern, who's just here to heal Bell shit and absorb super effective lightning attacks with Volt Absorb, which namely would be against my Relicanth. So my opponent's team here, Sir Altoch this time is running a pretty OU-ish team. Let's see, we got Gardevoir, Breloom. Christ, I hate Breloom, it's so annoying. But at least this dude doesn't run the Spore set on it, which I'll give him props for. And then we got Greninja, big surprise there. I mean, what team doesn't have Greninja, honestly? And then what's this thing called? Noivern. And from prior experience, I know that this is a Choice Specs Noivern with Boom Burst, and let me tell you, that thing hits like a freaking truck. It just... He's like plowed through the majority of my team in previous battles when I didn't know what to expect from that thing. And finally on his team we got Swampert. You don't see too many of them anymore, but he's running it nonetheless. So, let's get going here, boys. Play.
Sir Altoch is issuing a challenge.
So he's going to lead off with the Swampert. Let me guess. Tank set with Stealth Rocks, maybe? Special or physical investment. I'm going to predict it's going to be physical and go for Will-O-Wisp just to kind of neuter this Swampert a bit. And turns out I predict correctly as he goes for Earthquake and does a absolutely pitiful amount of damage to my Sableye. So obviously he has minimal attack EV investments, so I should just be able to potentially set up against this thing, as I use Taunt there in order to stop him from setting up Stealth Rocks if he wanted to go for it. But it turns out he just wants to keep attacking, so I've got no problem with that whatsoever, as I can live multiple hits from that thing, no problem. So I'm going to swap out right away here and go into Vigoroth, hoping I can get up some of my own, well, not my own, but get up some boosts on him so that he can potentially go to work here. But I don't think it works out just yet for some reason, although I can't really remember why. Because he withdraws with Swampert and brings in Mismagius, which is actually pretty dope that he's using that thing, because I think I forgot to mention it in the team preview, actually. Brain fart, my mistake. Anyway, Mismagius is frail as hell, so I'll just go for a Sucker Punch and OKO it, no problemo. And that's one of the things I love about Vigoroth and Slacking also is that it can learn Sucker Punch, and not many sets run it, but he can really catch things off guard. And with Sucker Punch, you don't have to invest hardly anything into speed, so you can put it into defense or HP or whatever you want basically. So Breloom's gonna come out, and he's got Power Up Punch, which is very bad for my Slacking's overall health. But I stayed in one more turn there, predicting I could live a second consecutive Drain Punch. And I may or may not have been correct, but I certainly can't live another hit now that he has raised his attack one stage. So I'll go straight into Sableye to block that fighting type attack, and hopefully burn this thing, and render it helpless. But he's going to send out his Greninja here, which is potentially pretty annoying. But I'll take the free turn to get off a recover, so that I don't die in one hit to it at least. And he's going to go straight ahead and nail me with a Scald. I'm not really sure why Protean has to turn him into water type when he is water type by base, but I guess it just converts him into mono typing instead of water dark. But anyway, who cares? I'll send out Lantern now, and he does not want to stay in and take a Lightning Bolt, so he's going to PTFO with U-Turn, which actually does quite a bit of damage considering he probably doesn't have much attack investment. And what's he going to send out here? Marusio. Ah, Gardevoir. Man, let me tell you, when OU is finally released for Smogon Tiers, Gardevoir is going to be on there, because literally like every second team I run into has a Gardevoir. And why, I'm not really sure. A, I don't really like its design, and B, I don't consider it to be that good, but a lot of people do, so go figure. Anyway, he's going to hit me with a Dazzling Gleam here, which is probably really going to hurt because it is Mega Form now. But I'm just going to stay in and YOLO with Scald here and try to do as much as I possibly can before going down. And I do get lucky and get a burn off there, so that's not going to neuter his attack any, but it is going to help me wear it down a little faster. So he mixes it up there, goes for Shadow Ball, and that doesn't do as much as the Dazzling Gleam did due to him not getting stabbed, and I'm able to live another hit and get off another Scald. So things are working out fairly well against this Gardevoir. I'm gradually bringing it down, almost in the red now, and he's going to nail me with another Dazzling Gleam and take me out. It's funny, all the times I've used Lantern lately, I've never actually had to use Heal Bell with him. He just winds up attacking till he dies rather than doing the role I intend for him. So I'm going to bring in my specially defensive Shuckle, because this is the shiny one, that's how I tell them apart. And hopefully set up some entry hazards here against that thing, but he's smart enough to peace out before I can do that. And he wants to boost up with his Breloom again. Power Up Punch inbound. Yep, there we go. But just one Power Up Punch isn't going to do a whole hell of a lot to me, since even with max special defense investment, Shuckle still has beast regular defense, so that's not a problem. And I'll get up Sticky Webs, so that's good. I'm gradually starting to build up my advantage here. And get some HP back with that Citrus Berry. Now, I'm going to lock him into this with Encore, just so that when I switch to my Sableye, he will be forced to switch out as well, or else risk me burning him. And he won't be able to hit me with any other type of move he may be carrying, such as some sort of grass move like Grass Knot or something. So just as I predicted, he's going to leave and bring back in Swampert. But I predicted the switch this time, and I go for Foul Play instead of a second Will-O-Wisp. And if all this entry crap finally ends, there we go. Foul Play, and that does actually quite a good chunk, considering that thing didn't appear to have the best attack stat in the world, but that worked out not bad. So I'm going to lock him in with Taunts just so he can't set up Stealth Rocks. It's like I'm fearing he will. And he'll hit me with Avalanche, which again does... that did like 5 damage, so LOL at that. And this Leftovers is actually kind of benefiting me because he's not going to die too quickly and will allow me a few more turns to potentially set up with my Vigoroth before he runs out of HP. So he's going to hit me with another Avalanche, see how much it does to Vigoroth. 12 damage, so Vigoroth's not going down anytime soon, and hopefully I can set up a little bit before he switches something out or else dies. So I'll get off one bulk up here. And he goes for Mirror Coat, which is kind of funny. I guess I don't know why he would do that, honestly, because even if I had attacked him, he would have died before Mirror Coat could have actually benefited him, so I'm not sure he entirely knows how that move works. But either way, it's kind of strange seeing Swampert carry Mirror Coat in the first place. So props for having an unusual set on that thing. So he's going to hit me with Earthquake, does nothing. The leftovers is still benefiting me because he doesn't die this turn from the burn damage. I'm able to get off, what is this, like a... I don't know if that's the second or third bulk up, but either way, Vigoroth is entering a state of beast mode and pretty much prepared to go to town on his team as Swampert eventually dies from the burn damage. And I want to keep track of this because so many pokes die while Vigoroth is in. It's kind of hilarious. So that's one. One under Vigoroth's belt. Now this is where shit gets real right here. Vigoroth outspeeds thanks to the Sticky Webs and OKO's Breloom with Body Slam. See you in hell, Breloom. So that's 2 for Vigoroth. Out comes the Noivern. Incoming Boom Burst. But I have Sucker Punch, so I'll just go ahead and drop that immediately here. But somehow it doesn't actually KO that bitch, so it must have like some kind of HP investment, since I'm pretty sure Noivern is actually very frail. So he switches out there, I guess getting the free switch thanks to my Sucker Punch not hitting when he swaps out, but I don't know why he bothered, because now he's just going to die from the entry hazards. Sorry, the burn damage and the entry hazards. So that's now 3 that have died while Vigoroth have been in. Or has been in, sorry for bad grammar. And Greninja's going to come out now. Take some damage from the rocks. And it's very doubtful I would have been faster than it even with Sticky Web drop, so I'll go for a Sucker Punch here. And surprisingly, that bastard actually lived with like less than half HP, and I had +2 or +3 in attack from bulk up. And he hits me with Scald and I die, unfortunately. But he dies too from Life Orb Recall, so I'm going to count that as another one for Vigoroth. So 4. 4 pokes in as many turns, and he brings back out Noivern. Or wait, was it 4 or was it 5? Because I think Noivern's now his last guy. So he brings it in, but he just dies from Stealth Rocks because, yeah, he's weak to it. And with that, it's game over. So hang on. Yeah, Vigoroth KO'd 5 of his Pokemon because I got Miss Magius earlier as well. And I guess he didn't do it directly for quite a few of them, but he was on the field when 5 of my opponent's Pokemon got knocked out. So I found that pretty hilarious. Vigoroth just absolutely like shit on fools that game. So what was that, like a 5-0 victory in my favor? Not one of the better games for our good friend Sir Altoch here, but definitely one of the better ones for me. So yeah, really good game, Sir Altoch. If you ever watch these videos, which I seriously doubt, but I enjoyed it, and I praise your team build there, sir. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you will consider using Vigoroth yourselves. As for the pokes on my team, which I did not get to use, such as Relicanth and Porygon-Z, I will upload another battle with them on the team where they get to be a little bit more active. So with that, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.